Alright, so we're back working on the forklift. Had a couple of chaoses to take care of, but so I gotta drill. I'm gonna make a mount right here for a fire extinguisher and a brush guard for this this joystick, because I feel like if you're driving and a tree limb hits you and it starts, lifting the mast, that's probably not a good idea. So I made this candy cane looking guard. And then we just need to attach it right here, but I'm going to attach it right here with bolts because I want to be able to remove this for whatever reason. So I got this magnetic drill press that I'm going to use. I just set it, and then I can let go of the base and actually do my fine tuning with it. And I'm going to drill and tap with this magnetic drill press. So I just drilled it for a 1/2 inch 20 thread, and it's called a fine thread, but it's 1/2 inch diameter, 20 for a 1/2 inch bolt, 20 threads per inch. And now we need to tap it, and we need to do a countersink a little bit to it. That way it's not a sharp edge. What I like to do is I like to use the countersink first. That way it doesn't mess up the thread if it's a little bit dull countersink. So I always like to countersink first. Now for tapping, we could hold it in a in a chuck like this, but it will most likely slip. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a rigid holder. These are tapping holders. I'm going to tighten it. So this is a positive hold for it. So it has a set screw on both sides, and it's actually going to rigid hold. And then this has a coupler for it, a special coupler for it. Now the way these guys are held in here is what is called a Morse taper. This happens to be a Morse taper number 2. So the only thing that's holding it is friction. So these tapers are extremely hard to, these tapers are extremely hard to get out if you don't know how to do it. But what we do is we use a wedge, and it pushes it down. And then we just, the way you put it in is you just align it and you just hit it up a little bit. Alright, so now we switched it over. There's a couple things. I'm going to switch it over to go slow with it. So slow speed. And then on this side there's a torque limiting. That way I don't break my tap. That would be the worst thing ever. Slow it down to something manageable. Use some tap magic on it. reverse direction. There we go. This is a deep hole. Like they layered for some reason 3 pieces of metal. So this is like 3/4 inch thick metal. I could have drilled it by hand, but I don't want to. I used to hate tapping until my instructor, Bruce Kurt, showed me how to power tap on a mill, and ever since then I absolutely love threading. But like anything, you have to have the right tools. Looks pretty good to me. Now, this is where this particular model I absolutely love, because a lot of these magnetic drill presses, you set them and that's it. They won't move. Like, you have to let go, and these things, it's more awkward than heavy, but this one, you can release it, and then it has a sliding base without touching the magnet. So you can fine tune it to where you need it, and hopefully it doesn't fall down on me right now. Yeah, I like that a lot. It's a nice handle. The old handle, that was too far. This should be nice. Nice little addition. Alright, next we're going to attach the fire extinguisher. Alright, we're back today. So today's goal is to hopefully mount this fire extinguisher. This is a bracket for it. That way it grabs it and holds it on. They work fantastic, but what I want to do is I want to be able to have this bracket be up a little bit. I want there to be space underneath. 2 reasons. One is so we can wash it out. That way there's no place for it to, all the dirt to pack up. And then the second is so we can get access to these bolts, or I'm thinking I'm going to have some kind of clamshell over here so I can move them in and out. I don't know yet. I haven't decided that. So, kind of want the fire extinguisher to be here. Now what we got to do is to figure out how to mount this guy. onto here. What I wanted to be able to do is I wanted to be able to mount this to this guy right here only, because it's bolted on and it's wedged right here. So this guy right here is made it so it's just a slip fit. But I want this whole thing to be able to come off, that way I can have access to this pedal or any kind of electronics or anything like that. So everything I put on, I try to make it, if it's not gonna get in the, if it's gonna get in the way, or if I think it's gonna get in the way, I want it to be a bolt-on removable feature. So what I'm thinking of doing is, I think I'm gonna go find a square tubing, notch it, and then have this guy sit on a tube here, and then probably weld on some kind of a on top. That way it's just holding it right here. Alright, let's go see if I can find some metal. I kind of like it. Yeah, I think that'll be just fine. Alright, I'm going to do sandblast it. What do you guys think, huh? I like it. Let's roll it up. Pin here, hole here. I think it's good. Plenty of room over here. Let me show you what it looks like on the other side. I think it looks pretty good. There's plenty of room for the foot. This is of course not going to be here, so I think it's going to look good. Don't worry about those wires, we'll get to them. This guy doesn't hit, so there's plenty of room. In fact, it actually hits the OEM stuff. But I doubt it's ever in that position. Alright, let's take it off and weld it. Alright, so the way I mounted this guy is I found a pipe that's just fits perfectly snug on the inside of this pipe, and then on the bottom we have of course the bolts, and then I'm going to put some set screws right here so it doesn't move around on top. Oh yeah, I like that. Once we torque this down, it'll be just right. I think it's just the right height for this, because we can clean this. We can put some brackets right here, which I still have to order. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Alright, I'm just going to paint this, and the only thing else we have to figure out before the wiring is how to run the wires to the backlights. So I'll get this guy painted and then we'll start thinking about that. I think my guys are going to be disappointed that I didn't paint a candy stripe.